I just feel hungry. I'm craving so much chocolate right now.
The week before your period, you're questioning everything, you're anxious as fuck, overthinking everything, you think that your life is crumbling and you feel emotional.
Sometimes you just need a chocolate biscuit. This is a what I eat in a day, a very emotional and anxious day when I am on my period. I feel like I have all the cravings in the world. I'm just craving chocolate. I feel like shit. I am feeling all the emotions today and I want to document it. I want to show you exactly what I eat and how I deal with all the ups and downs of feeling anxious, overwhelmed, and all of the things. And if you're feeling like that too, you are definitely not alone. But yeah, I want to kind of share this because personally, when I'm feeling like this, I like watching other people and how they deal with days like I'm having today. Just kind of how to navigate it and also to not feel so alone, because I think when you're struggling with anxiety and having a bit of a shit day, it can feel very isolating and it can feel quite lonely. So grab a hot drink, a cozy drink, whatever you like, grab some chocolate biscuits and cozy up. So let's go have breakfast. I haven't eaten anything yet. I've had a coffee this morning. So I've just had, obviously, my breakfast, my scrambled eggs on toast. I always find that I have a bigger appetite when I'm on my period. She always just wants to get in on this and also lick my plate. I always find when I'm on my period or the week before, my appetite is just like ridiculous. Always feel like I could just keep on eating, and most of the time craving things like carbohydrates or chocolate and stuff. So yeah, I personally honour what I'm craving. I find it seems to be worse if I try to avoid it, and also if you're new to my channel, that is very much my philosophy. I love food. Life is for living, and I spent years restricting myself. I spent years not allowing myself to have foods that I actually enjoyed. I spent years avoiding social situations because I was trying to avoid eating foods because I wanted to be in control of the foods that I was eating. So personally for me, after recovering from my eating disorder, I realised actually food is such a big part of life, and it's something that is to be enjoyed, and it is something that I personally enjoy. So now I very much have that philosophy over everything that I do, and also the clients that I work with as well. Especially when you're on your period, the cravings are a lot higher, a lot stronger. So in your period, your metabolism is actually a little bit quicker, so your body is burning a lot more energy. It's not a great deal amount, but around 200 to 300 calories extra per day you're on your period, and it's because your body's going through so many different processes whilst being on your period, there's so many different hormones and processes going through at the time, so your body needs some extra food. So that is why you feel a little bit more hungry, and that is what obviously why I also honour my hunger, I honour my cravings as well. However, I do think it's important to obviously just make sure that you're getting nutrient dense foods, so eating foods that make you feel good, making sure that you're still getting, you know, protein and healthy fats and all of those kind of things. So I do think that that's important, but there's also a time and a place for chocolate, and I don't care what anyone says because chocolate just makes me happy and no one can take that away from me. So that's obviously what I've had this morning. I'm gonna go and do my makeup now because I feel rough. So yeah, I will catch you after when I'm eating my next thing. Sometimes you just need a biscuit. Little thing about my mum's house, she always stocks up on biscuits.
Hanging up on my old mother, she wants to help me get a bit stronger.
I don't know if it is down to my period and just feeling quite hormonal, or just with the situation. Unfortunately, Dad suddenly passed away back in February, so it's now May, so it is still very, very raw. I thought I was doing okay, but I don't think I am. Mentally and emotionally, a combination of also being on my period is not really the vibe. It's not a good combination, put it that way. I swear down, it's like the week before your period, obsessing over stupid things, you're overthinking everything, you think that your life is crumbling and you feel emotional, you want to cry all the time, you're irritated. I swear I've been just feeling like I'm the worst person in the world this week. So if you're on your period, I highly recommend you just getting out for a walk, going on a walk with either a friend or a podcast or a book that you've been really, really looking forward to listening to, and get your headphones on, get outside. It's a really, really nice day. But even if it's like cloudy weather, get outside for a walk and listen to that. And I swear, just every time I just get outside and just go out for some fresh air, it just really, really lifts me up. I'm not saying it completely takes away the anxiety and everything like that, but I think ultimately understand that it's also normal to feel those things, because I mean, I say this to other people and my clients a lot of the time, that how you're feeling is completely normal. However, when it's happened to me, I'm like, what is going on? And then I have my period and then I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But I guess, you know, when you're in it, it's really hard to kind of navigate and understand like what's normal to feel. Why do I feel like this? Is it something actually external that I need to look at, or is this part of just having a period and the ups and downs of that and hormones and all of those kind of things? Remind yourself that it's completely normal to feel like that. Be kind to yourself as well. I highly recommend just either doing some kind of movement, whatever, you know, it doesn't have to be a gym workout at all, but just getting outside, fresh air, going for a walk, going with a friend, like have a little date with one of your friends if you're, you know, if a friend is up to it. Take your dog out for a walk, your cat, like whatever. You know, I think it's just getting out all that anxious emotion and energy and just doing something with it. And then for the rest of the day, you know, just chill, put on a sad film or a happy film, whatever. I personally find that that really, really helps me. I stayed at my mum's last night, so now I'm gonna drive back home to my house and then walk with my boyfriend, go out for a walk, and then I'm having my hair dyed later on today, thank God, because it's been in need. And also, very excitingly, I'm going on holiday next week to Mexico, so really, really excited, kind of in holiday prep mode.
We're out on a walk right now because it is really, really nice weather this morning. Today's been one of those days where I've just like cried a lot. And I think the biggest thing with days like today is sometimes it's okay to have days like today where you are sad and you feel sad and there's not much you can do to change it. I think so many times we try so hard to fix the problem, and I'm definitely guilty of this, where I try to do things to make my, to try and fix things, when sometimes the only thing you can do is just try to make yourself feel better in whatever way that is. And today that has been for me trying to talk to people, so just trying to be, I spoke to my sister on the phone earlier. Being outside has been a massive thing for me. Being with my mum helps a lot, and she helps a lot. We've just been sat outside just in the sun, and although it doesn't take away the anxieties and the horrible feelings that I have, it's definitely comforting. So yeah, me and my mum are going to take the dogs a little walk now. I don't know why, but the weather has triggered me massively today because it's been really nice weather, and I feel like everyone else in the world is having a really fun time apart from me, and I'm the only one today that is having the worst day and a shit day where I feel rubbish about myself, which I know is completely illogical and it's probably not the truth, but that's how I felt. And I felt like everyone's out there enjoying the sunshine and doing really nice things and I'm not. Yeah, that's just kind of how I felt, but I'm gonna go for a walk with my mum and hopefully feel a little bit better after that. Just because I fancy it, and just because I'm a little bit hungry. Yeah, that's so true.
And if you're working, and that can change, but research gives you just a little bit more breathing space. Like, I think that's fine.
Today has literally been an emotional roller coaster. I have cried quite a lot, as you would have seen. So I am back home and I am gonna make some dinner. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna have. I'm probably gonna have chicken fajitas because that is like my go-to easy, quick and super tasty meal, so I'm gonna cook that. You would have seen that me and my mum went for a nice walk and that definitely helped. I think sometimes I just have to, I'm one of these people that when I feel low, I have to just move. I have to just shift and move that awkward, sad energy. Yeah, I'm now gonna make some dinner and I also picked up some chocolate. So I'm gonna have some chocolate as well because I absolutely just feel like it is completely necessary. So I wanted this to be more of a realistic point of view because I feel like social media is such a highlight reel sometimes, and I think a lot of people compare themselves, including myself, to other people and think that everybody's really, really happy, everybody's got their lives together, and the truth is no one has, or most of the time they haven't. People do have ups and downs, and this was a day in particular where I was feeling very up and down, but I want to share this to encourage you that if you still feel like this too, you're not alone. So I decided against the chicken fajitas mainly because I had a bag of carrots that I needed to use and I hate wasting food, so I've got a chicken chow mein and veggie stir fry, which is super easy and something that I also like to make. Sometimes when you're on your period, some days you can feel like you're a bottomless pit and like you can never fulfill or satisfy your cravings or your hunger. Other days can be a bit like today, like one minute you can feel super hungry, the next minute your appetite kind of goes. And I think I've had one of those days today where I've kind of been very up and down with my hunger. Like, I think along with my emotions, because I'm feeling quite anxious and overwhelmed and upset generally with life, but also, you know, my hormones. Weirdly, which is not like me at all, but this afternoon I actually didn't feel that hungry, which I've kind of had a bit of a weird day with eating, where I've obviously, you saw, I've snacked on like some biscuits and like some Doritos and stuff, which isn't really lunch. You should listen to your hunger cues, and if you don't feel hungry, you know, don't force yourself to eat, but equally just make sure that you're eating regular meals when you can. Although I don't feel particularly hungry right now, I know I need to eat something. So yeah, I'm gonna have this, and it's very well balanced and everything like that, but I have also got myself some chocolate, so I'm gonna have this at some point because I know that I'm gonna want some chocolate. But equally, I think it's important to feel your feelings, because I think this is something that I actually used to struggle with quite a lot, where I would eat my feelings, and when I was feeling stressed or overwhelmed, I would turn to food sometimes as a way to cope. And this is something that I've overcome and now help a lot of my clients kind of overcome as well, so that they're eating. Emotional eating isn't necessarily a bad thing, you know, we eat emotionally most of the time, but I think when you're just turning to food for emotional reasons, it's not always a healthy coping mechanism. And it's about understanding your emotions and using different strategies as a way to cope with uncomfortable emotions, because more often than not, the food is not going to take away the emotion that's underlining the reason why you're turning to food. And this is something that took me years to kind of overcome, but is something now that I feel I'm very happy with my relationship with food, because that used to be a bit of a problem, because not only were you feeling stressed and overwhelmed, or then I would overeat and then feel worse about myself, and still the problem was still there. So yeah, I think it's really important to kind of address how you're feeling emotionally and kind of understand, if you do turn to food, what's the underlying reasons why or how you're feeling, and kind of address those. And that's something that I've done today. You know, I could have very much kind of just sat and ate chocolate all day. You know, I definitely had some, you know, chocolate biscuits and stuff, but equally I know that just eating chocolate wouldn't have made me feel any better. I used other coping strategies, healthy coping strategies, such as, you know, speaking to my sister and crying and just expressing how I felt and talking about how I felt, talking to my mum how I felt, and going for a walk and stuff like that. And that has helped me. It's not, you know, taken away how I feel by any means, but they're much more healthier ways of coping. So yeah, just wanted to kind of add that in, as I feel like that's quite a common thing that a lot of people struggle with. They tend to turn to food when they feel very emotional and stuff like that. So yeah. So I had my dinner. It's now about 10 o'clock and I've decided now is the time. I fancy some chocolate, so I'm gonna have this whilst I'm watching a bear documentary. I don't even know why, but it's intriguing me, so I'm just gonna watch something and cozy up and watch this.
She only has one cup right now, and what will this mean to the second cup? Now, little cups should be constantly feeding.